What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today we have the perfect opportunity. We are in round 2 of our Guild War fight, so this is going to be interesting because we can now compare the typical team that, you know, Odie is usually a part of, the Odie Alsa type style team. We can do a couple different comparisons. You can see Talene's up here. I really want to see what Lily May can do, and I'm almost expecting Lily May to not do that well. You can see a lot of people have already tested her. I want to try fitting her in my team and see what we can do and see what ends up being the best here. Now, as far as our main squad goes, there's actually going to be a lot of these heroes we're not using. I feel like normally what we want to focus on is more of an Alsa type team. So here's what my previous best team kind of was this trio setup with, of course, like a Thorn and stuff like that. But let's try something very, very specific here. I want to see if we can make a team 100% geared towards like Lily May, and see if we can bump her damage up. Now, the ways I think we do that is probably Scarlett as well, and one additional hero. And there's 2 different heroes we can pick for this. One, of course, is Cassidy. Another one would be potentially Smokey. And actually, you know what? I almost feel like running Smokey is probably better than Scarlett. And I say that, man, I say that mainly because he can help level her up. I honestly want to run a team like this. This kind of sounds like one of the more strong teams. We do have 72 energy on a lot of people here. Some of them are a little lower. So let's throw this team in because this is kind of like a cut and paste type team to what I normally run with, say, like our Talene or our Odie or something like that, and we can try to do a more direct comparison to see how these 2 teams really fare. I love to see how much damage our Lily May can do because I feel like we probably have one of the stronger Lily Mays out there right now, and being able to see what she can do where she is the main focus of damage dealing, and then compare it to what everybody else is running in our guild to see what the damage numbers actually look like. And I can't remember what their numbers were at. I feel like they were at like 6 billion if I remember correctly. So if we're only at like the 5 billion mark, while it's still good damage, it's still not going to be quite at the tippy top, I think. Now, she can do some really good damage, as you can see right here. Really solid damage. Let's compare that again to our guild mates because they do have some solid teams. Yeah, you can see they definitely fall behind. Now, let's try to run a very similar team to that, except we're going to go with a little bit different, what most people tend to run. I'm actually going to take Smokey out of this too. I'm going to run something more like this. I'm going to run the Odie. We're going to run Cassidy up in it. We're going to run Alsa. And we're going to see what this type of team can do for damage, because I feel like this is going to be probably better, especially since I added the Alsa in. We really need to just take a look at the damage that the main Odie is going to do right here. But either way, I think honestly, I know I'm probably going to make the thumbnail Odie versus, like, you know, Lily May as far as non-endless battles go, because this is not endless battles. There's a finite amount of HP, and that does matter. Talene's probably still going to be the best, I feel like. But I do feel like Odie is going to outperform. You can see here we're getting up to the 6 billion mark right now, so we're well ahead. Granted, you do have to remember some of that damage is coming from Alsa, whereas in the previous one we were just 100% trying to pump up the damage from one hero. 7.5 billion, I would say that's a pretty healthy mark, but I think even Alsa's doing more damage than Odie nowadays, which is just so insane. I feel like Odie is just kind of falling off. And you have to remember, our Odie's Paragon 1 as well. I might need to adjust this thumbnail. I really might. Yeah, I'm gonna modify my thumbnail already because I was not expecting this type of damage out of Alsa. I mean, you can see here, like, this is well beyond what our guildmates have done. And honestly, I think we can do even better right here. Like, as good of a hit that was, swapping out a hero for, like, Talene is probably going to be better. So doing a swap here, having Alsa in the squad is still going to be important. I think running Smokey is a necessity. Then we can run one additional hero, and I think the best buffing hero in this situation is most likely going to be Citrana, because she has that season ability increasing the magic damage received by 20%. I think that's going to be the best way to stack the damage here. Let's see what happens. We only have like one more attempt, I think, on wait. Yeah, one more attempt on both of them. So this is where the Talene's gonna be a little rough because I did not put Ludovic in this squad, and I should have. Because I think honestly having Ludovic in here might have been a DPS increase potentially over Odie even. Let's see what happens here. So we literally have like the top 2 magic damage dealer combo right here, the Talene plus Alsa. This is typically my best lineup, and you see we're about to hit 5 billion with like a minute left. So this number is going to be ridiculously high. And keeping the healing on Talene, it seems like even with just probably the Reinier is enough. Do you see the damage number? Do you see that damage number right now? Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. What is happening here? What is happening? 14 billion? My goodness. So I don't know if this number can actually be beat. This seems absolutely ridiculous. The only thing I consider is maybe dropping like the support, like Smokey, because it seems like the healing from Smokey might not be necessary, and going even more all in on this type of damage amp type team. So again, we can't use Citrana sadly, but I think maybe running like Lily May and then maybe Cassidy could be insane. Beyond that though, we're gonna have to start using some of our other heroes too, but I'm just hunting for the biggest number. Like, oh my gosh, that was a freaking hit. I honestly don't think Cassidy is gonna be the best option here, but we do also have Lily May. I think at this point we have too many damage dealers, not enough buffers. You look at our damage now, we're only at 3 billion with about a minute left, and last time we were going crazy higher. So that's just insane to see how like getting the perfect combination of support heroes to buff the main damage dealers as well as actual damage output. And again, I'm not a biggest fan of Cassidy. This is still going to be a very respectable damage number. It's just not going to be 14 billion, I don't think. It's still going to be better than like everything else we've tested, because again, Alsa and Talene seem to be the go-to when we're not in endless mode, and then Lily May is the one that we use in endless mode. So it honestly sounds like sadly my favorite hero Odie is finally kind of dropping off the meta here, because you can see very strong damage from 3 heroes, but only having 1.5 kind of buffers isn't quite as good. So you can see here really good damage numbers at the top, like really good. And honestly, we might beat out Eironn here. So we still have our magic team built up. We can use a couple different heroes now that can still provide some good support. So these heroes can definitely still provide what we need. The downside here now is Talene is going to be pretty much garbage, because she's not going to have any type of healing whatsoever. Yeah, that's the downside of not having Ludovic, which we don't have enough lineups now to use our Talene in optimally. I think what we're gonna do is something like this. Go for energy here, something like this. Well, I don't think this is gonna be a crazy high damage number, because again, we don't have a lot of multiplicative damage buffs on the boss right now, but it still should be decent damage for us nonetheless. I don't know if we're gonna necessarily kill the boss right here. Kind of hoping I get a screenshot of all my damage numbers. That would be nice if I could get the screenshot of damage numbers before the end. I don't think we can do 20 more bars of HP here. And luckily we do kind of like, it's just magic damage dealers, man. They're just so insane. Even more so than true damage dealers like Merrily and Korn right now. Yeah, 30 seconds left, 17 bars. We're definitely not going to kill it, but we're definitely killing it when it comes to actual damage output overall on this account. Because again, look at this. We're still doing more damage than the more traditional teams. And this is why I've kind of, a lot of people might wonder why like I built my account the way I have. I love bossing, so I want the best damaging team for bossing, which is the reason why I have Alsa and heroes like that, because they're truly going to be the best for bossing. Whereas, you know, pushing, campaign, and all that other stuff might not be quite the best, if you know what I mean. So let me just save this image right here, because I want to make sure I have all of our damage numbers. Yeah, it really really popping off with these damage dealers. 6% left. We still have the Merrily. I guess we can just throw our Talene in or something, but I'll show you guys. Talene in this type of team is not going to do good, because again, she doesn't have any healers. So she's gonna have to just revive over and over. She's literally gonna commit suicide. She's gonna die. She's gonna have to revive. She can again still put out damage and such, which is good. And the fact that we still have like Floribel in the lineup's good because that is buffing our damage that we're doing to the bosses as well. But Talene is just like, you can see she uses her ultimate, she dies, she recycles. She uses her ultimate, she dies, she recycles. And it's kind of like an over and over type of thing. It's not something that we can really survive with. So we'll get the final attacks in here. We'll get the kills. I mean, it's still respectable damage, 5 billion. It's not like it's horrible. But this is a very suboptimal team type setup. So not too bad at all. You can see Lily May still doing top DPS right there, which is good. And let's get the final kill in so everybody can start doing everything else. At this point, let's just go with a more boss damaging team. I honestly don't care about their setup or anything. This should be enough to finish it off. I would hope this team can still do 5 bars of damage, but then again, like I said, true damage dealers in non-endless modes are not exactly god tier. You can see right here, we're down to below 60 seconds and we haven't even done a single billion. Oh no, maybe I need to actually use my main magic damage dealing team. Oh lord, this is not what I was wanting. I guess I'm just gonna throw this team in one more time. I wish there was a pause button and reset, but I can see why they don't do that, because then the attempts get a little bit little dicey here. So yeah, definitely do not use true damage dealers, and when it comes to magic damage dealers, you need to be running the correct ones here. So we'll just throw all these heroes in. Let's get the kill, let's move on so that we can start connecting down to the Merrily boss. And yeah, that ending was a little disappointing, but as you guys can see, as good as Lily May is in endless battles, she's still not quite top tier when it comes to non-endless bossing. So that is something important to know. You're still going to want your Odie, you're still going to want your Alsa. Those two heroes are still going to be tippity top of the damage meters when it comes to the next season that we got coming up soon. So just keep those in mind. That's going to be something important. And we beat the Eironn out here. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Again, I'll show you guys. Oh wait, can we still see it? Can we still see it? We can. Sweet. This right here is the best setup that I have found, and it's pretty much the same as the previous one. I personally like using Citrana over Cassidy. It seems to work better every single time. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.